do this. What's up, everybody? Just wanted to give you a quick rundown on universalists, what they are, how you can get the most out of them. So, put this together right here. So, the main purpose of the universalist is to take the market, right? There's about 10,000 stocks in the market and filter it down into the top 2 to 3% of stocks in the market. For me, my personal universalist ranges from anywhere around the 200 to 300 levels. Right now, it's at around 350 stocks in there. The main benefit of it is that, number one, it's obviously going to save you a lot of time, right? Like, who has time to look at 10,000 stocks in the market? We only want to look at just a small handful. So it's saving you tons of time right there. But the other thing is that it's going to increase your odds of success. And this is going to be true no matter what your methodology is. If you are focused on just this set of stocks that fits your strict criteria that you've gone and have studied and back tested, then you're going to have a much greater chance rather than picking a random stock and trading that based off of any kind of anything that you happen to have. So that's why we do it. But there's another great benefit to having a universalist. The universalist lets you know how the market is treating your system. This is one of the big benefits for me that I ended up finding out after the fact, right? So when I first started building universalist, like saving time, but then to see how the market is treating this group of stocks. So it's where if the market is moving higher, but our universalist, or more importantly, your universalist is telling you that, hey, there's most of the stocks in here are actually falling and there's not too many setups, then that's telling you that, you know what, the market's not treating your system that well right now. So it's not really time for you to be stepping on the gas. Same thing goes the other way. Your system, your universe might be starting to set up, might be starting to move ahead of the market, and you want to be aware of that too. You don't want to just look at the indexes and be like, well, the indexes are moving sideways or they're actually trending down. No, if you are screening for something like leading stocks out like what I do, then your universe should start to outperform what's happening in the market, and having that universe helps to clue you into those kind of moves that much earlier, and also finding pockets of strength within your system too. So again, for me, like, not that mine is necessarily the holy grail, right? Like the main idea of a as close as you could get to a holy grail is you trading, developing a system, developing a method that fits you. For me, what this is going to help do and find pockets of strength within my own system is, as stocks are coming into or falling off the list, that's something that's also going to show me uh, where the market is starting to move towards. As I'm starting to see which stocks within my universe list set up, that's something else that's going to say, oh well, hey, look at the financial sector, look at the banking sector. There's more stocks from that sector that's now passing my screens that are coming onto this list. Hey, there's more from the financial sector that it's starting to set up and tighten up. Maybe I should focus there. Versus just looking at random places on social media or not having that much of a plan. So that's what the universe this list is, the purpose, why we want to have it, why other benefits to it. Now, how do we go about building it? And I actually want to walk you through some of what I do and share the tool that I use. I'm going to drag this up here. I use this tool, MarketSmith, for all my screening. I like it quite a bit. It's not something that's necessary. You don't have to go run out and buy this, but you should have something that can help you screen for ideas, that helps you narrow that field, right? Like, so if we pop open like this first screen over here and go to the open edit, you can see that the MarketSmith database starts out with 8,669 stocks. So I'm narrowing that whole list down in this one screen down to 3 that finally passed. This is a very tight screen, but you see the purpose there, right? So you're screening down, filtering down into a very small bucket. Um, Before we even get into screening and what all these screens are for, you want to start with a methodology, right? Like you don't want to just start building random screens. Your screens should fit some kind of a framework. For me, that framework is this system here that I developed over the years. I call it Eagle. For those of you that are familiar with people like William O'Neill, Mark Minervini, Nicholas Darvis. You've likely heard me say these names plenty of times in our deep dives, other boot camps, in the Discord chat, on social media. Um, it's learning from everybody, taking what works for me, leaving the rest behind, and then continuously customizing. Right, like that. That's the idea for you too. Take this stuff and then customize it for yourself. So for me, well, what's Eagle? Eagle is an acronym for what I'm looking for in a stock. I'm looking at first E, extraordinary earnings, sales, and or projections. So long as it has at least one of those and it's fantastic, that's good enough to get onto my radar. Some stocks don't have, they just have one of those components. So long as it's through the roof, good enough for me, get it on my radar. The A, I want to aim for high probability, high reward to low risk setups. That's doing a lot of that chart work that we do on the weekends and again in the Discord chat. Where we're looking for base patterns, looking for is the stock trending higher? How's the volume leading into the run? In the consolidation, is volume drying up in the consolidation? And then on the breakout, is there elevated volume on the breakout, something that's going to continue it higher? All those things go into the A. The G is for game changers and growth. This also includes fund ownership. All this stuff is also built into the trade gauntlet. My version of the trade gauntlet. If you haven't taken a peek at that, go take a look at that. I've made a couple of other videos on it too. That's also going to be available in the boot camp section. The L is for leadership. I want to trade stocks that are leading the market, that are leaders among its peers, and also in leading industry groups. And the last E is for environment. I like to trade stocks that are moving with the market, not against it. It's almost like being the salmon that's swimming upstream. Yeah, like maybe it gets to the top, but there's an easier path for us to go. Swim with the market. And so let's walk through these screens here and how to build them, right? So everything that I just shared with you about Eagle fits into these screens up here. So in MarketSmith, these are the screens that I run. I run a sector leader screen. I run an accelerating earnings and sales screen. So that way, if earnings and sales are accelerating at a very high rate, I want to capture those. Separate screen for IPOs. It's a little bit looser. Not all IPOs have earnings and sales, but if it already has some kind of earnings, I want to capture that. That's going to be something that I'm interested in for that IPO, and then I compare it against everything else. Then for stocks that have just earnings, let's say they don't have any sales, just screen for like super extraordinary earnings. That's why I call it the super earnings growth. right? So stocks that have earnings quarter over quarter of at least 50% or higher, that it's the earnings are accelerating. All this, like, so it's taking that list of 8,000 stocks that we're starting with and narrowing it down in this example here all the way down to 31. Then super sales growth, same principle, but rather than looking at earnings, now we're looking at sales. Our sales is sales growth 50% or higher quarter over quarter, and then narrowing that field down, getting now it's at about almost 90. Um, Super fund ownership, right? Like seeing, so is the percentage of funds increasing quarter over quarter over quarter? I like to see uh, fund ownership be up at least, I'd say 20% from last year to this year. Like that, that's extraordinary. MarketSmith doesn't let you do that, but it does let you see, like, is there a 10% bump from last quarter to this quarter? So that's something that is remarkable and something that I'd want to screen for. And then, yeah, finally, relative strength line, the actual relative strength line, this which is let me show you an example of the relative strength line. So, for example, this stock here, right? That relative strength line, that's showing us how this stock is performing relative to the S&P 500, and its relative strength line is at a fresh high, which is kind of subtly beating the current price action. So I'm filtering down all those things, and then that's what's allowing me to build my universe list. And right now there's 360 stocks on that universe list. So that's step one, right? Of building the list. You know what you're screening for, right? That's step one. Know what you're screening for. Have your method. So for me, that method again is Eagle. Then build the screens that fit your method. Whether you're using MarketSmith, whether you're using something else like maybe FinViz or StockCharts.com, there's a lot of great services out there that can help you screen and narrow down the field. Pick one, build your screens, run them regularly. And then, yeah, well, and then that's the last part, right? Add to and prune your universe list regularly. For me, I like to do it once a week. If you've been to the trading prep deep dives that we do every weekend, that's actually the first thing that I do. As I'm preparing for that deep dive on Friday after the close, I'm running all these screens in MarketSmith, and I'm adding to and pruning the list. The whole process takes less than an hour, uh, and then from there, right? The After I'm done pruning the universe list, that's going to show. It gives such a wealth of information, right? Like, not only are we narrowing down to what are the best of the best stocks based on our methodology, right? Like our way that we're viewing the world, but it's giving us great data. It's showing us, is this list expanding or contracting? So if the market environment is good for our methodology, then the list should be expanding, right? Like there's more things that are coming into our universe. So it's a good thing. If our list is contracting and there's fewer ideas, then that's something that's going to tell us, like, you know what, like maybe it's not a time to be trading heavily right now. Well, let's scale back a bit. And also what groups are coming onto or falling off the list. That's something else that I really like MarketSmith quite a bit for. What I like to do here, right? So there's a couple of different ways. Can I move my face is in the way a little bit, but two things that I like to do is to sort by sector, right? So I could see just how many stocks there are in a particular sector, all the transports, a handful of telecom, more software have been coming onto the list lately. Few S&Ls, bunch of retailers. There were so many banks and finance sectors, but also filtering it by the group rank and seeing what's at the top. Bunch of energy. There's some retail up there at the top too, finance. And then comparing that group to how that group performed the week before and the week before that. The actually the 3 months before that. So to see, is it trending higher or lower? So is the group getting stronger or weaker? Energy has been strong and has even gotten stronger. Um, this down here, retail, right? Like how strong has retail been? Went from 94 all the way to 5. And yeah, things like Academy Sports, Dick's Sporting Goods, Hib Sports, all these retailers have been on fire lately. So it's a great way to look at and start to view market health and to view your universe. I hope that you found this helpful. If you have any questions about anything that was said at all, please either shoot me an email, or the best way to get a hold of me and to have your fellow elite members get their feedback as well is to go comment in Discord. Put your thoughts, comments, questions in Discord, and let us know what you think. Take care. Much love. Peace out.